We did check out the last video, which I will have the playlist linked in the description, but this has been such a fun ride. I am just ready to learn more about Guilty Gear.
Hello and welcome back to Guilty Gear lore, Heaven or Hell. I've received a tremendous amount of...
Oh, also, the girl who's inside of the old man mech, it now makes sense, because apparently, you know, she's the head of the family, and she's, you know, an Asian family, and if you're not a guy, then nobody's going to respect you. So, yeah, that makes sense. Appear as a super badass buff old man, and everybody will respect you.
Helpful feedback on episode 1.
I feel like that's universal.
I want to thank everyone who reached out. The excitement to learn more.
I mean,
about
if you look like that,
is
you gotta get respect.
Thanks to those of you that sent in corrections as well. Keep your eye on the description below, where we'll be listing extra notes pertaining to each episode from now on. Thanks again to Arc System Works for sponsoring the video and verifying every detail.
Oh, damn.
And remember, the latest chapter of
they
this
commissioned
story
him to
is
make
coming
this
soon, with Guilty Gear Strive arriving in April 2021. So without further ado, let's keep this thing moving.
I was also watching Woolie's Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance stream. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
Get ready to rock.
Post-war era.
The year 2180. Justice is defeated. Many of the remaining gears, now leaderless, have become dormant. Others are hunted down and eliminated. Mankind was finally free from the catastrophic menace brought on by the gears. Before Soul destroys Justice, Kai Kisk confronts her about her evil ways. With a simple rebuttal, Justice explains that she was made by man to kill man, and thus she is merely fulfilling her moral purpose while surviving.
I mean, she kind of has a point there.
Not wrong.
Yeah. It goes into that, you know, morally gray area where this monster is running around eating human beings, but it's also just acting within its nature to do so. So is it inherently evil? It isn't really doing it out of malice, is it? I don't know.
I mean, applying evil to things that don't have like human consciousness is kind of inaccurate. Because like that's a state of mind more than it is an action, isn't it?
It's a state of mind. Being evil is such a weak state of mind.
Two people could do the same thing, right? But depending on intention defines whether the act is evil or misinformed, right?
Yeah, true. Even intention is a matter of perspective at that point.
Which is why you could have some really awesome morally gray villains.
Hell yeah.
From the perspective of a gear, her actions are utterly unclouded.
Justice!
They're all those of justice.
That's why I'm named Justice!
Unable to respond, Kai's rigid sense of righteousness fails him for the first time. The idea that perhaps there was no single truth that governed everything would lead...
Kai is actually growing as a character. I bet you he was like the clueless shonen protagonist who believed, you know, things were right and everything was black and white. Yeah. Now he learns that the world is more gray.
Leave him questioning his convictions even many years later. (2180 AD). Cliff Underson dies during the Second Holy Order tournament. Valiant to the end, Cliff's final return to battle shows his mastery of ki at such a degree that it could temporarily de-age his body, allowing him to fight in his prime.
Wow.
His death is mourned by those closest to him.
I feel like that would be rough on your body to completely alter its age state in an instant like that and then revert back.
I mean, we have seen Mr. Plus Ultra do that, so... Well, not really that, but it's similar fashion. Yeah, exactly. So we know the effects of it. It's not good for you, that's for sure. But, you know, he was kind of on death's doors anyway, so he wanted to go out swinging. I can respect that.
And named Kuro Kuruwaba works as a branch chief
he looks like a nice person.
Administration Bureau. Operating in the shadows, the organization has been gathering...
It's a statement. Like, he said, "This is my goth phase."
Deep intel on everyone and everything it can. Using combat data from Kai Kisk, Crow creates an imitation series soldier unit known as Robo-Kai.
Robo-Kai.
They always have to do this. It's like, yes, Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
You gotta create a robot version of your main character. Although sometimes you can create a shadow version of them too, like with Dark Link. Yeah.
It's either a robo clone or a shadow clone.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes both, if you're lucky.
The Zessen outrage component goes
there
missing.
it is.
The Zessen
Some
wind
guy
fans,
who's
a
really
relic
buff.
of the Crusades, had been located inside of a Japanese colony
Tiny glasses.
until their recent disappearance at the hands of Anji Mito, a now missing Japanese colonist.
Yeah, I forgot.
He appears to be only motivated by sheer curiosity and wanderlust. After the Crusades, a group
It's such a funny word.
What does that even mean? Like you lust after wander? That's it?
I don't know. Let me Google. Wanderlust. Apparently, it's a perfume in a movie. That's not what I'm looking for.
Awesome.
Strong desire to travel.
So yeah, he lust after wandering around. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Also, living in the state of Japan and having that kind of desire to travel is probably not a good combination because isn't Japan locked down? Nobody leaves. Nobody comes in. I think that was the lore last time.
Surviving gears that were able to exist independently of justice secretly gather away from human eyes.
Look at that. What
They
did these
isolate
turtles do?
themselves
They were
on
like
an island known as the Ganymede Archipelago. Uninterested in humanity, but entirely interested in research, the leader of this group manages to access and observe an alternate world parallel to our own.
Of course.
It will come to be known as the Backyard.
No, not this again. I remember getting slapped by this immediately during our other lore video. It was like the 13-minute one.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, the back rooms. Love it.
2181 AD.
Backrooms has done irreparable damage to the entire liminal space community.
I mean, there were a ton of cool other concepts, but now everything is just a different version of the backrooms.
I'll see people on Twitter talking about other liminal spaces, calling them backrooms. I'm like, what? Oh, no, that's no.
Near London, in the village built atop the Hydra, rumors of gear-related homicides independently attracted both Kai Kisk and Soul Bad Guy to investigate. With help from a peculiar village doctor named Faust, Kai uncovers a conspiracy involving the Placard Corporation, a pharmaceutical company experimenting on...
Why is it always pharmaceutical companies?
Because they do experiments and they're money hungry. It's the perfect setup for a villain.
First Resident Evil, now this. What next? Real life? Oh god. We need to put restrictions on these people.
On villagers with a drug called Vitae.
The problem is,
company president Sebas pushes Vitae as a miracle-curing elixir, but its misleading healing properties are due to people actually being dosed with extracted gear cells that destroy the body. Soul's investigation is interrupted by an enigmatic watcher. The resurrected immortal knight from 1,000 years prior, now known as Raven, appears before
Raven.
Bored of life and obsessed with pain, Raven's current mission is to retrieve gear resonance data and return it to his master, the Gear Maker, also known as That Man. After immediately being incinerated by Soul's tyrant rave, Raven's body rejuvenates and he expresses disappointment at not feeling any warmth.
Wait, isn't this the wiggly arms guy?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I think in his super, he blows up. He actually incinerates his enemy and himself, but then he just comes back to life. And that was what's going on during that video. Dang, dude. He just wants to die.
He then ambushes Faust, retrieves the data, and takes his leave. Sebas' true aim is exposed as an attempt to create his own command class gear for military purposes. Using a pair of test subject sisters as a catalyst, he resurrects the Hydra, which destroys the village.
Oh, why would you?
With recruited help from Johnny and the Jellyfish Pirates, however, most villagers are evacuated aboard the Mei ship.
I love it.
Kai, Soul, and Faust handle the threat and use a last resort orbital satellite weapon to annihilate the Hydra. Cornered, Sebas overdoses on Vitae and becomes a gear, but he is quickly destroyed by Kai. The discovery of the Golden Discs. Johnny and May. When an ancient site of old world ruins is uncovered, many opportunists and hustlers flock to it, including Johnny and May, hopeful to get rich on treasures from the pre-Crusade world.
That
They
duel is
accidentally
so
cross
funny to
paths
me.
with
They are almost the complete opposites, yeah.
Kai Kisk and his fellow IPF officers, however, on-site confiscating black technology. Kai thanks Johnny and May for their help during the placard incident, but cannot allow them
So
to go
cool.
as criminal pirates at large. A fight ensues, causing part of the ruins to crumble and reveal an ancient golden data disk.
How
The
convenient.
disk activates a hologram explaining its purpose. A full record of old-world technology, culture, and scientific world knowledge created in 2014.
Oh.
In the stunned commotion, Johnny performs a mistfinder, cleaving the disc in two, and makes a break for it with May and one half of the disc as the rubble comes down.
What is going on with that outfit?
Yeah, I know.
I was like, am I looking at it wrong? No, I'm not.
The jellyfish pirates later get a lead on the location of another full disc, but end up baited into a trap set by the Assassin Syndicate and Zato One's loyal and infatuated subordinate, a man known as Venom.
Oh, this guy with the, what do you call it? The pull stick? Whatever it is. He's gonna pull you to death.
His attempt to steal the disc fails to the full power of the pirates, however. Johnny, now understanding the danger of the disc, slices it into unrecognizable pieces, giving a shard to each jellyfish pirate as a pendant.
Oh my god. It is, then when all their powers combined, creates a disc that gives people the knowledge of the old world technology. That brings science back. Not any of this magical bullshit. I wonder if that's ever going to come back into play. Because I don't think any of that happened in Strive, at least.
Kai and Potemkin. Meanwhile, Kai
I
is
just like
en
saying the
route to
name
turn
Potemkin.
It is a pretty... I guess it rolls off the tongue. Poor guy, though.
over his half-disc to HQ. After a brief encounter with Chip Zanoff, Zep airships surround Kai, threatening military action if the relic is not surrendered. He feigns compliance by handing it over, but then sneaks aboard the ship. He is soon caught by Potemkin, who respectfully greets Kai, politely asking that he withdraw. The two discuss the nature of bearing the responsibility of protecting man from itself, but
I mean, wasn't Potemkin basically one of the slaves that the whole floating city was built on their backs from? It makes a lot of sense why he would be very physically gifted, you know, if he was doing a lot of manual labor like that. I did see some comments about people talking about it makes so much sense that they were able to achieve that much with Potemkin and the Major, or whatever his position was, because both of them are just extremely badass. And they both have some very strong ideals when it comes to how to change their floating city.
Ultimately come to an impasse and choose battle.
Oh, that classic
Kai barely
move.
triumphs using his Ride the Lightning technique, staggering Potemkin long enough to grab the relic and flee. But Potemkin and the Zep soldiers give chase. Kai, cornered, points out the dangers of history repeating itself and calls attention to the empty crater they're flying above. An area destroyed by black tech where no life will grow for another century. Potemkin calls it a sin of the past, but cannot concede, because letting him go will result in the IPF simply using the disc to obtain power for themselves.
Oh, different ideals clashing. And neither are completely right or completely wrong. It's tough. And all you can do is fight. Oh, man.
Kai swears to prevent this, even if it costs him his life, which elicits heavy laughter from Potemkin.
That's great.
An IPF rescue ship suddenly closes in, and Kai is able to escape. As they speed away, Kai requests permission from HQ to destroy the disc, but they deny, ordering him to return with it at once.
Yeah, obviously.
Thinking of Potemkin's words, Kai hesitates. The ship is then attacked and forced to land. Waiting for Kai in the middle of the crater is Soul Bad
there
Guy.
He is. What a bad guy.
Soul and Axel Lowe.
Oh.
During this conflict, Soul had been drinking in a bar when Axel Lowe crashed in with cops on his tail.
He's just trying to get back to his girlfriend. How did he end up in this position? What? Where are the cops after you, man?
A bar fight starts, which Soul Bad Guy ends with fire.
Oh
Axel
my god.
explains that he was overheard
Escalated
uttering
much?
E equals MC squared, a phrase that only people exposed to black tech would know.
Hey, did you know that E equals MC squared? Heretic! Purge him! Burn him! Is that what's going on in this universe?
Physics isn't even necessarily related to tech. Like, it kind of, but like, not
No!
directly.
People should be dumb and subservient and just use magic. How dare you talk about technology? Einstein is disappointed in you.
But physics.
Physics don't exist. It's a state of mind. A weak one.
Soul,
You're right.
concerned
You're right.
about this dangerous development, tracks down the disc to a restaurant where it was pawned off as a decoration to a lively waitress named Jam Cradbury.
Ah, there she is.
She helps fight off the final group of Axel's pursuers.
She's a waitress.
Soul activates the disc and operates it to reveal the locations of any functional backup copies. It points him to one partial copy held by Kai Kisk.
And that's how
Soul
they
and Kai
meet
face
up.
off in the crater.
Yeah.
Soul gets the upper hand, but before anything can be settled, an IPF captain with reinforcements arrives, wielding black tech firearms. Soul is gunned down by bullets. Kai is shocked to see his superior already using the forbidden technology, and realizes Potemkin was right. They can't be trusted. The captain notes Kai's refusal.
Who could have guessed? Yes, I'll trust my organization that has many moving parts to it, with many people who I don't really know whether their allegiance lies. A classic, really.
Can never go wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you could trust the government. The government is always looking out for you, yeah? It's always looking at you, too.
Yeah, for sure. For my safety, of course.
Yeah, totally. Right.
Refusal to play along and takes aim at him as well, but he's interrupted. Soul
Interrupted by
activates his dragon install.
Oh, there it is.
An ability allowing
Not gonna lie, I thought they got interrupted by a rock band, but it's just Guilty Gear.
to surge with power from his inner gear beast form.
Soul's kind of
Soul
like a rock
melts through the
band.
soldiers, but Kai stops him from killing them and takes them into custody. With a clear understanding, they each destroy their own golden discs entirely. Testament and the Maiden of the Grove.
The Maiden of the
Testament.
Grove.
Through unclear means, Testament survives the end of the Second Holy Order tournament. Though he finds himself free
Look at
from
them.
justice
I
mind
love them.
control, he remains a slave of the weight of his sins. He finds his way to the grave of his father, Cliff. While reminiscing, he meets a priest and a young orphan girl named Josephine. She is blind, but hopeful, as she has recently become a patient of Dr. Faust. Without warning, Venom ambushes and takes Josephine
come
hostage.
on, dude. What the
His
heck?
term is demanding Faust to join the Assassin's Syndicate.
Yeah, beat him up. How dare you?
Testament fights and saves her, fleeing deep into the nearby grove, known as Hell's Forest.
Why? Why would you name it that? Listen, you specifically don't
You're
want
asking
anyone to
for
go in
problems
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even if it's a nice place, if you name it Hell's Forest, I feel like there's some sort of bad juju energy that's gonna start flowing into that forest. I don't know. Name's got power, man. At least that's what I
wanna
think.
say,
What?
I just want to say she has a scythe. Best girl. That's all I want to say.
What?
Not a girl, but you're good. Testament is the best.
Best guy. Best dude has a scythe.
Oh
That's the
my
best
god.
guy.
Yeah, nice
Close
try,
enough.
Silver, but you know, I didn't expect you to come out like this, man, but it's okay. We support you, man.
Yo.
There, Josephine introduces Testament to Dizzy.
Well, there she is. She's gonna destroy the world. Well, and she doesn't want to do it, but she will.
Innocent and pacifist, Dizzy was found and raised by an old couple in Josephine's village, unaware of her true identity. Command class gear and daughter of justice. When she grew to adulthood in 3 years, with wings and a tail, the village grew fearful of her, forcing the old couple to abandon her alone in
Yeah, right?
the only friend is
That's not
Josephine,
surprising.
who cannot see, but believes Dizzy to be an angel after touching one of her wings. Venom attacks again, causing Dizzy's shape-shifting wings to awaken. With personalities of their own, Necro, the Black Wing, and Undyne, the White Wing.
Oh, they're not spirits. Those are her wings. Well, I did not know. Okay. They have personalities of their own. Where do they get derived from? Just herself? Or...
Will attack to defend Dizzy, whether she wills it or not. Venom gets struck while aiming at Testament and accidentally hits Josephine. Venom retreats, and they turn their attention towards getting her to a doctor immediately.
Faust!
Faust heals not only Josephine's wounds, but her sight as well.
Oh! Whoa!
Yeah.
Jesus,
Way to
Faust!
go fast.
This man is
Seeing
insane!
Dizzy's body for the first time, she becomes confused. The priest and the villagers, however,
Oh, damn.
upon learning that Dizzy has returned, set fire to the area, yelling, "Burn!"
Damn.
Human beings, man.
This is escalated.
Yeah, but also this is exactly what we would do. We've done this before and history just repeats itself. Oh well.
I don't
Dizzy
know what
begins
this
to
is and
panic
it scares
and
me, so I
as her
burn it
wings
to the
lose
Yeah,
ground.
control,
exactly.
And the mob closes in. Testament, feeling a deep connection with Dizzy's pain, steps in between her and the villagers and uses his 7th sign attack, non-lethally,
Look at them.
with just enough
I
power
love
to
them.
stop Necro, Undyne, and the mob. In
Non-lethal.
the shadows, Milia Rage convinces Venom to help save some villagers from the fire.
Oh,
Dizzy approaches
well, there's
Josephine,
Amelia.
but gets slapped.
Oh,
Angry and fearful, Josephine calls Dizzy a demon and tells her to go back to the forest.
Aww.
The
bruh.
rest of the villagers join in, chasing them out. Testament swears to Cliff in this moment that he will choose to continue living to protect Dizzy as his sole purpose.
Oh, there you go. Testament's redemption arc has already begun. Wow.
Guilty Gear X, by your side.
Why does that make me think of Doraemon's Stand By Me? Any excuse I would have to talk about that. Such a good movie, man. I cry every time.
Within a matter of days, word spreads far and wide about the mysterious humanoid gear living in Hell's Forest, somehow still functional in a world without justice. As information spread, so did panic. A report stated, "This gear is functioning properly, even though its activities should be inhibited by its lack of leadership. There are no signs of abnormalities or physical damage. It is also noted that no civilians have been harmed either intentionally or accidentally. We've made several attempts to eliminate the gear, but due to its tremendous combat abilities, we've been unsuccessful. The number of casualties has yet to be confirmed. We're currently keeping the gear under surveillance." A gear exerting its own will without justice terrified mankind at the possibility of the emergence of a second...
That's kind of valid.
Considering the history, yes, I agree, but also it's just Dizzy. So, yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Poor Dizzy, man.
man-class gear. Furthermore, rumors were spreading that nations were still somehow
his
intent
teeth were all wiggly.
on possessing.
Honestly, I thought he tied the wiggly teeth to like the guitar riff. so it's always like, oh yeah, rock it out. Let me shake my teeth to this music.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do that too if I was an undead zombie. Hell yeah.
Possessing military purposed gears. The people were having none of it, however, and took a stand. With the coming of an anti-gear movement, an announcement was made. Whoever brings about the demise of this dreadful gear shall be rewarded with the lofty sum of 500,000 world dollars.
W.
Dizzy is described as an impossible being and the strongest gear on Earth, descended from man and demon. The power to rend the earth, burn the heavens, and destroy mankind.
Yeah, she can,
The
but she
powers
doesn't want
that
to.
be seek her strength, but all she longs for is contact. Bounty hunters from around the globe begin to congregate in the forest she calls home. A number of familiar
I
faces
feel like
from
you
the
reach
second
a
Holy
point of like overpowered strong that it doesn't really matter what the bounty is, it's not worth it.
Yeah, but you know, maybe these people don't know it, right? They
Maybe,
think
yeah.
that they're strong enough to actually overcome it, and all these stories have just been embellished by nerds who don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
Order tournament cross paths in search of the bounty. Some, like Potemkin, are sent in officially on secret orders to escort the target back to Zen. Others, like Kai Kisk, choose to intervene not on behalf of the IPF, but as a civilian bounty hunter. Or Angie Mita, who simply wants to learn more about the world. Each intends to resolve the situation in their own way. But no
Okay, I'm sorry, but Angie wanting to know more about the world, you know what? I'm gonna take this bounty to go hunt down this super dangerous gear. Yes, maybe I can catch some sightseeing on the way there. Is that what his thought process was? And also get some money for travel?
Was that they said it was a tournament? They didn't.
I mean, there's a bounty on Dizzy, and everybody's kind of collecting there to get collect that bounty. You know?
No, I thought he said it was a tournament. Did I miss?
I probably could have missed it too. I was rocking out to the music.
Yeah, maybe. I
don't know.
Somehow I got really lost.
I got wanderlust.
No matter who approaches Hell's Forest, Testament stands ready to greet them. None are allowed to trespass on her holy ground. Gears must die. Dizzy once expressed to Faust that she regretted being born to cause suffering. Faust
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Also, I just remembered that Potemkin was literally sent with orders to take Dizzy back to his floating city. So I'm pretty sure that they're specifically going for Dizzy, and Testament is there.
later comes
What the
across Soul
heck's
Bad
Axl
Guy
Rose doing
and
there?
asks if he
I don't
intends
know.
to save.
Hey, maybe he thinks Dizzy is his girlfriend or something. You know, maybe.
Dizzy by ending her life. Soul simply
Bold
replies,
assumption.
"Gears must die." Faust then asks Soul whether his statement is directed at her or perhaps... Soul eventually makes his way through Hell's Forest to Testament, through Testament, and then to Dizzy. She asks him if a
Some
gear's
badass
life
art.
has any value. He replies that gears are weapons, and so are their hearts.
But you're
Necro
also
and
one,
Undyne
aren't you?
awaken and attack Soul, ever protective of their host. As they fight,
That's also
Necro
not an
charges a
answer
gamma
because weapons can have value.
I mean, yeah. It depends on who uses it in one way.
ray, which Soul immediately recognizes as the same kind of power he faced when fighting Justice.
Get PTSD.
Soul defeats Dizzy, and she asks him to finish her off before she hurts anyone else. Before landing the fatal blow, however, he hesitates. In that moment, Kai steps between them. He expresses that he felt conflicted since the defeat of Justice, but now he is certain. Not all gears are truly
Just
evil.
gotta give his shonen protagonist monologue.
Soul accepts Kai's resolve and leaves him to decide. As Soul leaves, Kai is shocked that Soul acknowledged him by his name. Life beyond the grove. Kai tells Dizzy that he believes there's a place in the world beyond that grove that can accept her for who she is. Dizzy is still fearful, recalling the way villagers treated her, but decides to trust Kai. She asks if he can teach her what it means to live as a human, and he accepts.
Oh my.
Testament, whose soul also did not kill, is distrustful of humans, but accepts Dizzy's choice to leave the grove. He chooses to remain, to ensure that she can live life off the grid, away from those that would hunt her down. Kai entrusts her to join the jellyfish pirates aboard the May ship. Notably, the crew, which is named for each month they joined, finally gets its final member. Jam Cradberry, who witnessed the conclusion of these events while hiding, then went on to claim the bounty for Dizzy's defeat and used the money to open up her own Chinese restaurant.
Oh my god. Of course. Wow.
She got that grind set, you know?
I can't even be mad. I respect it, you know? She used it for something that I can't really deny is a good thing. More food for everybody.
I mean, better than some of the other people who claimed it, I guess.
Imagine giving it to Axel and he builds a time machine to go back to his girlfriend. Yuck.
For inexplicable reasons, it burns down shortly after, leaving her in debt for repairs.
Oh, so that's what the super was. She was reminded of her Chinese restaurant getting burned down. That's why she's crying. Oh, poor girl.
Feels bad.
The Assassin Syndicate.
Oh, these
Shortly
guys
after
again.
the events of Hell's Forest, Zato 1 is killed by Milia Rage.
Oh, shit.
Her complicated feelings of simultaneous admiration and hatred lead her to decide that she needs closure through vengeance.
Also, apparently that abusive relationship that they were in was kind of a two-way street, too. It was just toxic all around, so... Milia's not completely innocent there. But,
Equal opportunity toxic.
Yeah.
Venom, who would give his own life to save Zato 1, is unable to do so. When Milia finds and kills Zato, she is left feeling hollow inside, unaware that the forbidden beast Eddie was now fully in control of the dead body.
Oh, does that mean the Zato that we see in Strive is just a demon? There's none of it left? None of him left?
With Zato dead, Venom becomes the highest ranking member of the Syndicate.
Huh. All according to Keikaku.
The leader of the isolated independent-type gear colony in the Ganymede Archipelago continues his research. Known as Dr. Paradigm, his ability to absorb information and understand world logic is almost unparalleled. After his successful contact with the mysterious reality known as the Backyard, he discovers an isolated structure within it called the Cube.
The Cube!
While it isn't clear at this point what it is or how it works,
Isn't that like
it
an old
appears to
horror
have been
movie?
built
Yes. I think it's by Stephen King.
by that man.
The book was, yeah.
Elsewhere, a servant of
feel
that
like I
man
watched-
finishes a
I don't know.
report on the incident in Hell's Forest. That man, now covered in robes, remarks to himself that it is interesting
Where's
that
his
there was
cat
a
ears,
daughter,
though?
and assigns his servant to monitor her. He then thinks aloud that this has truly created yet another reason to be killed by him.
Yes, let's just drop that cryptic message. He's just too cool to say it out loud. Anyways, yeah. Ooh, WoolieVersus. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, Daisuke Ishiwatari interview? Now that's pretty interesting.
Oh, dear.
But that's gonna be it for this video, my dudes. Yeah, the Guilty Gear lore is incredible. I wish it got an anime. I'd react to it.
It is getting an anime.
It is? What?
Yeah. They announced that
3D, but it's pretty good.
a few months ago. Well, I mean, it's Arxis, so like...
Oh,
It looks pretty good.
It's based.
Okay,
It's something related to Strive. I don't think we know exactly what, but yeah, it is. It's getting an anime.
Right.
It's
Maybe.
Duel Rulers. That's the name of it. Guilty Gear Strive. Duel Rulers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, looking forward to that then. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next duel. Later, dudes.
Bye bye.